Going through a checklist. Okay, that first clip that I showed you where I went through a mental checklist should really not happen, because there's a lot of flaws when you mentally think about anything. You're not perfect, you're gonna skip steps. So what I try to do there is like just go through a mental checklist of what I'm gonna detail. So I literally, in those few seconds, I fast forwarded the entire day I'm gonna have to triple check that I had everything in my rig. Now, before I got in this car, I did double check everything, but I went one more time through my mental checklist just to make sure I did have everything. But realistically, you don't want that to happen, because like I said, your mind does have a lot of flaws in it. So it's very, very, very easy for you to skip over the smallest detail, the smallest product or tool you need for whatever detail you're about to do. So realistically speaking, which I just haven't printed it out, is have an actual checklist that you want to go through. Same thing aviation pilots go through before liftoff, descending, landing. They go through a checklist. They have, electronic checklist. They have a paper checklist. They have a mental checklist. But you want an actual copy that it's objective. It's, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? Not something mental where it's like I said, it's very easy to skip something. So objectively, you want to look at a sheet and say, okay, I have this, I have this, I have this. Again, it's a very common thing we go through, like making sure we have our wheel products, our wheel cleaning tools, and all that good stuff. But again, we're humans, we make errors. Because we do it so frequent, it's easy to miss something that we need to bring or that we need to do. So a checklist, having an actual paper sheet checklist on your phone electronically, is very vital to making sure we don't do these small mistakes. So I'm Oscar with detailgroove.co, where I help you start and grow your car detailing business. Now I'm actually on my way to a customer's location right now, shooting a quick video. So in this video, I want to talk about what I consider myself an expert at. Now, I'll consider myself an expert above detailing, above business detailing, running a business. Above all of that, what I generally consider myself as an expert to is a productivity expert. By far, I will give myself that title, and I will put myself above anyone else that thinks that they can be more productive than I can. Now, I'm not referencing detailing. I'm referencing just doing work in general, whether it's sitting at a computer for 8 hours to do some work, whether it's cutting your lawn, whether it's being more efficient in detailing. I am a productivity expert. I have endorsed myself in literally almost hundreds of books now on productivity, psychology, that all fuses together to be productive. So one thing, the reason I'm telling you this is there's one productivity tip, hack, definition, law that's called the Parkinson's law. And basically it says your work expands as to fill time, or something like that. I don't remember word for word. But basically what it means is the more time you're given to complete a task, the more time you will take to complete it. So if you're given, and I'll put this all into the I'll give you two examples. Number one, if you work at a desk job and you're giving 5 hours to complete a project, create some cash flow report, create some type of report, and you're giving 5 hours, you will take those 5 hours to complete that report. Now, if you were to only be given 3 hours to complete that report, you would also complete it in 3 hours. If you're given 1 hour to complete that report, you will also complete it within 1 hour. Now, apply that same principle into detailing. If you know you have 2-3 hours to complete whatever detail it is, you will take that time to complete that detail. If you're given half that time, you will find a way to complete that detail in half that time. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not talking, exaggerated numbers where it's a 7-hour detail and you want to finish it in 2. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But something as basic as, you have a 4-hour interior to complete, the customer absolutely has to leave in 3.5 or in 3 hours. You will find a way to get it done within 3 hours. You will move a lot quicker. You will not take as many breaks. You will cut down to the chase. Instead of doing your 3-step leather cleaning or 4-step fabric cleaning, you'll cut it down to maybe 1 or 2 and still get great results. So your work is going to expand to fill the time available to complete it. So keep that in mind when you're doing every detail, because that's a problem I see many people run into, is that the reason you take so long is because you have that time available to take that long. If it's just a basic maintenance wash, right, and you pull out the foam cannon, the 2-bucket wash method, the wheel cleaner, and you clean, to perfection the wheels and all this stuff, and it's just on a maintenance wash, then you will take an hour or so. Now, if you only had 30 minutes to complete that job because the customer has to leave to home or to work or to wherever it needs to be, you can finish a maintenance wash within 30 minutes. The whole shebang bang, as you would do with the foam cannon, except cut out the foam cannon, cut out the 2-bucket wash method, cut out perfectly cleaning the wheels. still giving a great end result by all means necessary. You are still delivering a perfect product to the customer for what they want, but you'll be able to complete it within the time frame that you're given. So again, if you have 5 hours to complete a detail, you complete it in 5 hours. If you have 3 hours to complete that same detail, you will most likely come close to finishing it within those 3 hours for that detail. So the solution to this, or something that can really help you out, is that give yourself synthetic time limits. So let's say, I'm gonna get to the customer's location at 8:30, and the first detail, for a basic, in and out wash and basic vacuuming and wipe down on the inside, I'll give myself an hour and 30 minutes to complete that. But realistically, synthetically in my head, I want to finish it within an hour. So I would say I'm gonna get there at 8:30 and I want to finish it by 9:30. That's the strict time frame I'm gonna stay to. I start at 8:30 and I want to be done by 9:30. Those 30 minutes are obviously for cushion. That's what I realistically think will happen, but I will push my time and imagine if I only had that hour to complete it, to get it done within an hour. Will I? I most likely will. It's not that difficult, but I give myself that strict time frame so I can really stay on top of my time and make sure I'm finishing all the cars on time, making sure I'm not falling behind, and I'm keeping track of everything that I'm doing. Because again, when you're a detailer, you're by yourself. You think that you're making your own money, so as you're able to spend as much time as you want on it. But again, you make less money. The customer takes longer to get their car back. You're gonna get fatigued quicker, or you're gonna get fatigued because you're there longer. So that's just overall, you give yourself those synthetic time limits to finish quicker, so you can just make more per hour, figure out how to be more efficient overall. I am very efficient at everything that I do. So yeah, it's definitely something that you want to keep in mind on your next detail. The more time you're given, the longer you will take. You could complete the same details in a shorter time frame. It is what it is. Hope this video helps. Leave a comment down below on what you think on the Parkinson's law. Again, it's a productivity hack. You can easily apply it to business or personal use. I've used it dozens of times in different industries. It works every single time. Let me know in your comments down below. I'll see you on the next video.